Game week 5 in Club World Cup Fantasy is nearly here, and this is everything you need to know before selecting your final team. Before we get into the video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. The support does not go unnoticed. And I know it is a bit late, but if you are interested in being in my mini league, the code is on the screen right now, or you can click the link in the description. And again, if you are looking for more Club World Cup Fantasy content, have a look at my Twitter. That'll be linked in the description. If we begin to have a look at the games coming up in the quarterfinal, I think that'll be a good idea to just get our heads around of who will be playing who. Palmeiras beat Botafogo 1-0 in the round of 16 and they'll be facing Chelsea. The next game is very interesting, almost quite surprising. Inter Fluminense, of course. Fluminense beat Inter 2-0. I did say in my previous video that that could happen. I think Inter haven't been up to par in this tournament, and it shows there they're knocked out in the round of 16. And Al Hilal somehow beat Man City 4-3. It went to extra time. Al Hilal Fluminense is a very interesting one because of course we're going to get a non-European side in the semi-final now, and one of those two teams will be facing Palmeiras or Chelsea, and if it is Palmeiras, we could see a non-European side in the final. And on the other side of the bracket it is pretty much just massive European side, so it's a bit different on the other side with PSG facing Bayern Munich. That is a titan clash. Both sides found their round of 16 game fairly easy. Bayern put 4 past Flamengo, PSG put 4 past Inter Miami. The ones we don't know at the moment, of course we might do when this video comes out: Dortmund, Monterrey, Madrid, Juve, but it will likely be Dortmund versus Real Madrid, and if it comes to that, I think Madrid will be beating Dortmund just because of how strong they are. Of course, some of these results in the round 16 were not ideal for the Club World Cup Fantasy player. A lot of people went big on Man City and they're knocked out. A lot of people went for Inter defenders, again, didn't work out. And we could see Dortmund getting knocked out, and that would not be ideal either, with Guirassy, Brandt, Rierson being very popular picks in the game. And if you have gone this whole round 16 without having a player eliminated, you've done very well. I'm going to avoid going for Fluminense and Al Hilal players personally. I'm at a decent rank at the moment, as you will soon see, and I think going for a riskier option is not the way I should go, because at the end of the day I'm at a decent rank and I don't want to be losing that. But sure, if you are looking to go up in the rankings, a differential is the way to go, and you'll most definitely find that in a Fluminense or Al Hilal side. Before we get into my team selection for game week 5, let's have a look at how I'm doing in the tournament so far in Club World Cup Fantasy. Well, at the minute I'm around 60th in the world, but there's still players to play and that could damage the rank. I've only got one player left to play in a Dortmund defender. I believe it's Rierson, but Hakimi, if he gets that clean sheet, which is very likely going to happen, and even an added goal contribution, that is a very high scoring game, and yeah, you got that, and it's a very good captaincy from my part. I've done very well defensively, of course. Hakimi, Piquerez, who I talked about in my previous video, and Nuno Mendes, and hopefully Rierson can add to that. But I had Sanchez in my team. He was on a 5.0, of course, with the qualification booster. Well, I thought 5 points wasn't enough when Sommer could very likely get a clean sheet. Of course he didn't, and he conceded 2, so that's a minus point, and no save points from him either. So the sub of going Sanchez to Sommer was really poor, and that's definitely hurt my rank. I think that's 4 points I'm missing out on now. Looking elsewhere, big points from Kane, Haaland, Foden, despite getting knocked out. I went for Pedro Neto instead of Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer, and again that worked out in my favour. However, at the moment I'm looking at 5 players who will not play for my side in the next round because they have been knocked out. Hopefully Rierson doesn't add to that number, or else I will be in the mud basically. But overall, with how I've done so far, I think a top 100 rank is very, very, very good. And I'm at that at the moment, and hopefully I can build on that in the next round. So finally, if we get into my team selection, it won't be the final team, as Real Madrid could get knocked out and the team will look very different. But I will post my final team on my Twitter, so again, have a look at that. That'll be linked in the description. We have 4 transfers to use this week. I don't think I need to go for the -3. Taking a hit, as I think it would be wasted on replacing Sommer. From now on, clean sheets will be rare in the tournament, so I don't think it's worth taking a hit. We've got 1 transfer in defence, Trent in for Darmian. Real Madrid should face Dortmund in the quarterfinal if Real Madrid are to progress, and if they do, I'll have to bring in some Real Madrid players, as I currently have none. Of course, Trent carries a goal threat, but also out of all the games in the quarters, I feel like Real Madrid are one of the most likely teams to keep a clean sheet. Trent's high price is a negative, but I can't see how this one goes wrong. A blank is a blank, but you're always going to get that at some point. And with Trent being a very good player, points will come. We've got a controversial transfer in midfield. As I did say, I'd avoid Al Hilal players, but with a very strict budget, and I really had no other decent option other than Salam Al-Dosari. He was not available for the all-important win against Man City in the round of 16, but we will get more information on his availability closer to the deadline. And if he is available, he will be the standout in the game against Fluminense. He's picked up an amazing 45 goal involvements in 51 games for Al Hilal this season, and he's at a low price in Club Walker Fantasy at only 5.6 million. Also, he's under 5% ownership, so he is eligible for the scouting and bonus points. And 2 transfers in attack. We'll start with Delap. Chelsea on paper have the easiest route to the final. Palmeiras in the quarters and one of Al Hilal or Fluminense in the semi-finals. And because of that, I think bringing in Chelsea assets is the way to go. Delap has been impressive in his short time at Chelsea, a goal and assist in his first 4 games, and he should have good minutes. I believe Jackson is still serving his 3-game ban, so Delap will be the starting striker. He's good if you are on a low budget 2-wing. You have players like Guirassy, Kane, Mbappe, Vinicius, all high price and all high ownership. Going for someone like Delap, who's a low price and relatively low owned, is good to mix things up. And Mbappe is my final transfer of 4 for the quarterfinals. Of course, he's played no minutes in the tournament so far, but it has been heavily rumoured that he will be back for the round of 16 game. When this video is posted, we will already know, but I'm fairly confident he will be back for the quarterfinal. We all know of his talent, but the form he's been on is unbelievable. 14 goal involvements in his last 8 games for club and country. Those are crazy numbers, and I think he will be on most players' target list for the quarterfinal. So in conclusion, we have 14 players available for this game week, hoping that Dortmund win, of course. Quadruple PSG, triple Chelsea, and bringing in 2 massive Real Madrid assets to hopefully help us climb the ranks even further. If Real Madrid fail to beat Juventus in the round of 16 and ultimately do not qualify for the quarterfinals, we'll have to alter the team slightly. That could mean bringing Kolo Muani or Kenan Yildiz instead of Mbappe, or a different striker in general. And of course, as I said, if Dortmund fail to win in the round 16, and that means Rayson will not be of use for my side, we'll have to think about moving him on as well and maybe taking a hit. And that is it then, my penultimate video on this tournament. I'll miss the semi-final because I have a little time. And yeah, if you did like this video, please like and subscribe. As I said, the support does not go unnoticed. Good luck in game week 5.